Hi there, I'm Nicole, and I'm a student at the University of Ontario Institute of Technology in the Concurrent Education Program. And today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about BEDMAS because it is a very important topic in mathematics. So what is BEDMAS? Well, it's a rule that states the order of operations for solving mathematical problems. Now, this definition may seem a little bit confusing, so don't worry, we're going to go through what BEDMAS stands for and a few examples in a bit. So, what does BEDMAS stand for? Well, the B here stands for brackets, the E stands for exponents, the D divide, M multiply, A add, and S finally subtract. So, the B for brackets. Now, what does that mean? So, we have an example here. So, it's 3 times 2 plus 1. So, the first thing that you would need to do to solve this equation would be the brackets, because brackets is number 1 in BEDMAS rule. So, you would do the brackets first, so 2 plus 1 is 3, and then finally you would do the other operation. Here in this case is multiplication, so 3 times 3, and you'll get 9. So if you were to check this on any scientific calculator and just put in this equation here, it would know BEDMAS right away. But it's definitely a good tool for you to have. So, E for exponents. So here we have an example where it's 50 minus 7 squared. So first you check for brackets. There's no brackets in this case. This example is quite simple. But there is an E for exponents right here, 7 squared. So that is going to be the first thing that you're going to compute. So now it's 50 minus 49, because 7 squared is 49. And finally, you get the answer of 1. Now, D and M stand for division and multiplication. So the tricky thing here is that you don't actually have to do division before multiplication. You just go from left to right, and whichever one comes first is the one that you compute first. So you just have to remember that division and multiplication are equal in BEDMAS, and you just compute from left to right. So now let's look at this example where I have division and multiplication both in, and so I have 2 plus 4 times 3 divided by 6. So I'm going to ignore the addition here because that doesn't come till later in BEDMAS, and I'm going to start off with this multiplication here because it is to the left of the division sign. So I'm going to do 4 times 3 first before any other operation. 2 plus 12 divided by 6. So now, going from left to right, I have addition and division. So division comes before addition in BEDMAS rule. So I'm going to do 12 divided by 6, which is 2. Then finally, we're left with the addition, so it's 2 plus 2, and you get 4. So the A and S for addition and subtraction in BEDMAS is kind of like the division and multiplication rule, where they are a package deal. They go together. So whichever one, addition or subtraction, you can just do it from left to right. So here we have this, so 2 plus 4 times 3 minus 6. So first, we compute the multiplication, because that's number 1 before addition and subtraction. So it's 2 plus 12 now, minus 6. And now I'm just going to do from left to right. It doesn't really matter, it goes together. So I'm going to do 2 plus 12 is 14, and then I'm going to do the subtraction of the 6. So that's 8. So now we've covered all of the basics for what BEDMAS stands for and the order of operations. So let's see if we can do a more trickier example. So I have this equation here, 104 minus 4 squared divided by 1 plus 12 minus 5 times 4 plus 7. So now we're going to look through this equation for first brackets. So right off the bat, we can see that there's brackets here. So I'm going to compute the brackets first. So I have now the 1 plus the 12 is the 13 here. I'm going to keep the minus 5. And then for my second step, I still need to finish off the brackets. So I'm going to do 13 minus 5, and I get the 8 here. So now we have this new equation here. So now we're going to look for exponents, and I see the exponents right here. So I'm going to do 4 squared, which is now 16. Now we're going to continue on for the division and the multiplication. So I'm going from left to right, and I see division here. So I'm going to right off the bat do that. So 16 divided by 8 is 2. And now I see from left to right, I see another multiplication here. So I'm going to do the 2 times the 4, and I get the 8 here. So now I'm left with just subtraction and addition. So I'm going to do 104 minus 8. I get 96. Plus the 7 here, and finally I end up with 103.